Before I get started with this video, I just wanted to give out a huge thanks to Sega for providing me with a review copy of Sonic Colors Ultimate. Sonic Colors was released in 2010 exclusively for the Nintendo Wii, and was critically acclaimed as the best 3D Sonic game of its time. The 9-year-old me played the heck out of it and absolutely loved it. Flash forward 11 years to 2021. Sonic Colors Ultimate was finally remastered for all next-gen consoles after being one of the only Nintendo exclusive Sonic games that was not made accessible to play on all consoles. Sonic Lost World was ported, and that one was not positively received by many. So why did they wait so long for Colors? Nobody knows, but it's finally here! Sonic Colors Ultimate is a remaster of the original, done by a third-party company known as Blind Squirrel Games, for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Welcome to the start of my new style of reviews called GGAOA, or GGAOA. What does that mean? Well, it's quite simple.
Good! Great! Awesome! Outstanding! Amazing!
I'll be using this rating scale whenever I review more Sonic games in the future. The rating scale is quite simple. Good being a 1, while amazing is a 5. Get it? Got it?
Good!
Let's begin. Sonic Colors Ultimate is by far the definitive way to experience the game. It has been upscaled to 4K on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, while on Nintendo Switch it has a resolution of only 900p docked and 600p handheld. The frame rate cap has been released from 30 FPS on the Wii to a buttery smooth 60 FPS on all consoles, except for the Switch, which is still at 30 FPS. There has been an entire graphical overhaul to the game that makes it look stunning. New lighting effects, new models, and all new textures to keep it up to par with modern games. It is a very beautiful looking game, but there are very few graphical glitches, but I'll get into those later. Upon starting up the game, you're greeted to the title screen of Sonic running alongside of the Wisps, which was always my favorite in the original. Sonic Colors' story is nothing too noteworthy. It's your average stereotypical good guy versus bad guy story. Dr. Eggman creates a super secret interstellar amusement park, where he has 5 planets chained to his tropical resort. How nobody saw that in the making, I have no idea, but I mean it happened. Eggman has discovered this new species of creatures called Wisps, and is capturing all of them from the planets to use their hyper-go-on power to power his amusement park. Sonic, being the coolest guy around, sets off to free all the aliens from Eggman's clutches and releases the planets back to freedom. Pretty straightforward. My only gripe with the story is how it handles humor. Its humor is very elementary, as most of the jokes are related to calling Dr. Eggman baldy nose hair or body odor jokes, but as expected, it's a kid's game after all.
That's translating as horrible body odor. Anyway, it seems an evil man, and you might know him, who they call Baldy Nosehair.
Baldy nose hair? That's the best thing I've heard all day. I gotta remember that one. Do we know how Eggman is getting all these aliens?
Yeah. At first I thought that Yacker was talking about how Baldy Nosehair was using burps to do it.
He is pretty gassy. Maybe the smell would knock him out? I don't know, something doesn't seem right with that.
But what's that I smell? You reek of fear. Glad to see I left an impression.
That's not fear. I ran all the way over here. And you haven't left an impression. I don't know anything about you, not even your name.
You may call me Infinite, in the brief moments that remain to you.
Oh, great. See, Infinite? Now we're getting to know each other. So, what's your favorite color? Do you like long, romantic walks on the beach? What's the source of your power? You can skip the first 2 questions if you like.
Story is the least of my concern with Sonic games, nowadays at least. How does it play? Well, if you played and enjoyed the feel of Sonic Colors on the Wii, then I have great news for you. Sonic Colors Ultimate feels just like the Wii version, with some refined controls. When Sonic is running, his 360-degree rotation feels so much better to control than before. He is no longer as jittery when running to the sides as he used to be. My only issue with the controls is the lack of a drift button or quick step buttons. In Sonic Colors on the Wii, the drift and quick step were triggered events that swapped the analog stick to quick step and swapped the boost button to drift. It was primarily done for the Wii players who played with the sideways Wii remote. There were only 2 action buttons and no bumpers on a Wii remote, so Sega had to accommodate for that. Sonic Colors Ultimate, being on all next-gen consoles, did not have any limitations like that. They could have easily mapped those buttons to bumpers and triggers, just like how it was in Sonic Unleashed, the game prior. Other than that, the game feels good. The main gimmick of this game are Wisps. There are 9 Wisp power-ups for Sonic to use in this game. White Wisp, which grants Sonic the ability to boost. Yellow Drill, which allows Sonic to burrow into the ground to find new paths. Cyan Laser, which shoots Sonic in any direction he points at and bounces off of walls. Blue Cube, which lets Sonic slam into the ground with great power. Green Hover, which lets Sonic float and follow trails of rings. Pink Spikes, which turns Sonic into a spike ball that clings to any surface he touches. He also now has the ability to spin dash, which he hasn't done since Sonic Heroes. Orange Rocket, which launches Sonic to extreme heights to find rings up above. Purple Frenzy, which turns Sonic into an eating machine as he munches on everything in his path. And finally, the newest Wisp that was first introduced in Team Sonic Racing, Jade Ghost, which is very similar to Hover, but now Sonic can phase through walls to discover new areas. I really like that they added a whole new Wisp to this version of the game, because with the inclusion of the Jade Ghost Wisp, the developers rearranged some of the collectibles from their original spots on the Wii. That way the Wisp is there for a reason. I honestly love the Wisps in this game, and I'll go into more detail on that in this next segment. There are also some other new additions on the game. Sonic now has a perfect homing attack where the player presses the action button as the homing reticle is within the green lines. When done successfully, Sonic receives a small amount of boost as a reward. I love the perfect homing attack since I feel that Sonic runs out of the boost pretty quickly in colors. Another addition to the game are park tokens. The park tokens are scattered in abundance in every single stage. What do these park tokens do? Well, they let you buy customizable items for Sonic, which was a feature that I thought I wouldn't care for in this game, but ended up really loving. I played the whole game with the Ice Aura and gold wearables. Game overs are a thing of the past, as it kept the infinite life system from Sonic Forces and replaced it with a new feature called Tails Save. Tails Save happens whenever Sonic falls into a bottomless pit. Tails flies down to get him and brings him back up to the nearest platform, followed up with a brief period of invincibility. I like the no-life system a lot in Sonic games, primarily for the speedrunning aspect, for when I constantly die or have to restart stages. I don't want to run out and have to spend time collecting lives all over again. The last new feature is the all-new Rival Rush mode, which I honestly forget is there sometimes. In this mode, you go up against Metal Sonic and race him to the end of a stage. There's a Rival Rush on each planet. They're relatively easy, except I did have some trouble being Metal on Planet Wisp. There's not that much of a reward when you win. The only thing you really get are some lousy park tokens. Also, there's a glitch on all platforms where your player icon does not progress on the map, so you kinda just have to hope you're beating him. The levels in this game are probably the most unique out of any Sonic game. There's no Green Hill Zone, Chemical Plant, or any of those reoccurring Sonic stages. They all look stunning in their themes. Tropical Resort introduces one to Eggman's amusement park with brightly lit Eggman signs, welcome signs, and a plethora of other neon lights. Starlight Carnival takes place in deep space where there's a battalion of space shuttles all beautifully lit by lights and starlit pathways. My personal favorite, Sweet Mountain, which is entirely made out of sweets with its beautiful sunlit orange sky. Aquarium Park, which is visually my favorite, as I've always taken a liking to water stages and games. The Chinese-themed landscapes and sea life around you almost makes one forget that Eggman has an evil plot to foil, and I want to genuinely explore this place in real life. Planet Wisp, aka Steam Gardens from Super Mario Odyssey, a planet that is entirely inhabited by Wisps and is under construction by Eggman, where he is trying to take it under his control. And Asteroid Coaster, which is an asteroid belt that is interconnected via roller coasters. There is also a final area called Terminal Velocity that gets unlocked at the end, but it's not really a planet, and it's just the elevator way up to the amusement park. All the planets are composed of 6 acts and one boss fight. I'm gonna be honest, the 6-act thing for each planet was a lousy way to stretch out the game, as 3 of the acts of each planet feel like actual stages, while the last 3 usually take a snippet of a stage and make it into a tedious waiting game, or just have poorly made level design. Tropical Resort Act 4 falls victim to this along with many other stages. It gets the middle segment of the stage from Act 1 and just puts a badnik there that drops spikes. Look at how quickly I can beat it. It's ridiculous. Probably the most unbearable parts in this game are the auto-scroll segments, and there are a lot. The first main one is in Sweet Mountain Act 4, where you have to wait and stand on these annoying buttons just for these lasers to move out of Sonic's way, or a platform to slowly raise Sonic to a goal. Starlight Carnival has an auto-scrolling stage and I cannot stand it. There is a moving spring that follows underneath Sonic at a constant slow pace, and you cannot go ahead of it or else it won't follow you and Sonic will fall and have to redo the segment all over again. Another auto-scroller is in Aquarium Park Act 1, which kills the fun of the level. Yeah, there's a way around it, but if you want to beat the stage without going in the water, you can't avoid it. Asteroid Coaster has Act 4 that takes place where the goal ring was in Act 1, and all you do is run around the rings of a makeshift Saturn 5 times and you can get to the goal. These stages bored me to death, and I would have been fine if they were not in the game at all. All the other stages were actually fantastic. There are many different ways to complete every level. There are a lot of paths that take you somewhere new. It took me over 10 years to fully appreciate this game. I 100%ed it twice within the past month, and I was not dreading it at all. The Wisps allow for extensive amounts of replayability, since you can't access parts of stages without some of them, which means you have to backtrack and explore earlier stages later on just to find red rings and park tokens. There are many areas that I had no idea about until 100%ing the game, and because of these, I enjoy many stages I used to dislike. I used to not really like Sweet Mountain when the game originally came out. Now I can say it's probably my favorite planet in the game because of how fun it is accessing all the hidden paths. I absolutely love all of the extra paths in every stage. They really put the player to the test to see which path helps them beat the stage faster. The bosses in this game are unfortunately easy, as they all usually take like 2 or 3 good hits to beat, and you can honestly beat some of them within a minute. Though the final boss is extremely fun to fight. Another thing they did in this remaster is that they added an entirely new remix soundtrack. At first I was nervous about this. Sonic Colors soundtrack was already so amazing, how could they possibly make it any better? Well, the team somehow managed to do it. Now I absolutely love the original soundtrack from the Wii, but Colors Ultimate brought a lot of new sounds to the music that made it sound completely different and unique. There's an arrangement of 38 new songs created for the game, and don't worry, if you love the original songs more, they're still in the game for you to listen to. Here are some of my favorite remixes, and their original versions. My least favorite remix, however, is Planet Wisp Act 1. I just feel like it doesn't match the atmosphere as much as the original did. The other Accent Planet Wisps are good, but I don't know, one just doesn't sit right with me. The main themes, Reach for the Stars and Speak with Your Heart, were both remixed and sound so much better than the originals in my opinion. I can't get enough of them. Now, I've played Sonic Colors Ultimate on the PC, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. Among all of those versions, the ultimate way to experience it is on PC, through the Epic Game Store. I 100%ed the PC version with little to no glitches at all, and it was such a great experience. The PS5 version is second best way to experience it, as it is extremely similar to the PC version, though it's prone to crashing and some very minor visual issues. One that bothers me a lot are the pop-ins of these ships in Starlight Carnival. The Nintendo Switch version is the last one I would choose to play. It's awesome that it's portable, but the 30 FPS just does not look good after being so used to playing it in 60 FPS. There are many frame rate drops on the Switch, and I did notice a glitch in the results screen that makes the background image look really dark for some reason. I also noticed that in the final boss, after Eggman gets blasted off again, in the Switch version the fireworks in the shape of his face are just non-existent for some reason. Here it is compared to the other versions. Another glitch I found was with the Hover Wisp. He has an issue following trails of rings for some reason, and he'll just veer off to the side or will just start going really slow. And the load times on the Switch version were absolutely atrocious, taking up to 15 seconds at times. Overall, it is still Sonic Colors Ultimate on the Switch, and if the Switch is the only console someone has, I would still recommend it. Blind Squirrel Games has announced that they are going to be rolling out updates for the game, that way it can be the best it can for everyone to play on any console. Overall, Sonic Colors Ultimate is the best way to play Sonic Colors. Some will argue that an emulator is the best, but that simply is not true. The new features in the game make it so much more enjoyable than the original. I would personally have to rate this game a...
Good! Great! Awesome! Outstanding!
Thank you so much for tuning into this very first episode of GGAOA. I'm gonna have to think of some other way to say that. But I'm the original gamer, and I will see you guys next time.